I often rehearse the day that I had to say goodbye. See, I had to. It was not a choice that I made, but that very day chose me to come face to face with the grave. I can still hear my mother crying, although everything around us went silent. They escorted us into a room, and there he laid, not moving, no breathing. Naked on the slab, I began to have trouble with my breathing, because seeing my brother lay there dead was a blow to the heart and manipulation to my head. Because it all seems unreal, your mind will play tricks. So I moved closer to him, and I pressed my lips against his lips. They were cold, ice even. And then it all became real, and I knew that Kevin wouldn't be leaving. But something did grip me as I exited those hospital doors. Something began to tug at my heart, and it was painful like a sore. I couldn't see it, but I knew it was there. It was a root of bitterness, and to grow, it needed my care. Murdered, they said, one single shot to the back of his neck. The man got away. My heart began to reflect. As I sat that night in the darkness of my home, rocking in my chair, clinging his picture all night long. See, there are no words to describe exactly how I felt as I sensed the Lord calling me to pray. I said, I don't want to. I don't have anything to say. But he gently touched my heart, and I fell upon my knees. And all I could utter was, Lord, hold me, please. And in that moment, his presence flooded my room. And not only did he hold me, but in my heart, forgiveness began to bloom. It made no sense for me to pray for the one who stole my love, stole my brother, my mother's son, but hope of forgiveness had already begun. See, God helped me to realize that forgiveness is not letting the murderer go free, but forgiveness is me walking in the freedom that Christ had afforded me. Forgiven to forgive.
Today is a new day. Today is a day that I can say to you, Lord, forgive me of my sins. And you can ask the Lord this every day. Ask him every day, as I forgive those who sin against me. Who have you sinned against? The most loving word you could ever say is, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive over and over and over again. I ask the Lord, first of all, to forgive me. Thousands of times. So now it's easy for me to start going around the world or anywhere asking anybody, even the person that murdered my own son. Yeah, I have a 33-year-old son that was murdered, shot in cold blood. The guy he went to jail, of course. You know, they both were drinking. And I could tell you a whole lot more about the story. But what I want to tell you about is I had to forgive this man. And it's only been not even 2 years yet. But it was something about the forgiveness that God has been able to excel in my life. What I want to share with you. See, you may not have to have something like that happen in your life to where you lose a child. But, you know, as I go on in life, there's not been anything worse than that. I've had a lot of things that happen to me in my life, but to lose a child, you know, I began to blame myself. I took blame and ownership for what had happened in his life. I felt like I could have raised him better. You know, just a whole lot of things that go in your mind. But I knew that if I forgive myself first, the process will begin to take place. Have you ever thought about that one? Lord, forgive me for blaming me like it was my fault. And you know, when I was asking God to do that, he revealed to me, Tammy, I've forgiven you. I've forgiven you over and over and over again. I began to reminisce on some of the things I went through in life. And you know what? I knew God had been there with me. I knew he had. There's a script in the Bible that says, who the Son set free is free indeed. I've been asking the Lord. I said, Lord, and this is a hard thing. Relationships. How are you going to ask God for relationships if you don't have forgiveness in your heart? If you're asking God for relationships, you got to have forgiveness, because People are going to come into your life, and you're going to have to be able to forgive them. You're going to have to be able to tell them about forgiveness. You'll have to. And I feel God meeting me. I feel God's presence. I feel Him answering me more and more every day. I feel God doing something, not only in my life, but He's doing something in the person's life that I have forgiven. I feel like this person now has an opportunity to come to Christ, to be saved. I'm not holding him. I've forgiven him. I can actually say I love him because Jesus first loved me. Now I'm free. Forgiveness.
You made me feel like I was nothing. You treated me like I wasn't worth a thing. You talked about me and told me I wasn't good enough. And then when I became stronger, you lied on me and told all about my dirt. And because of this, jobs were lost, relationships were broken, and I didn't have an opportunity to truly express myself at times the way I felt I wanted to, I needed to. But I forgive you because now I'm stronger. Now I'm wiser. I know with age comes maturity and wisdom. Now that I've been through some things, I can tell you that what's behind me is in my past. But what's in front of me is my future and my now. So trust me when I say this, I forgive you. Because I don't live in my past. Because what God has for me, it is for me. And can't you or nobody take it away. So thank you for what you've done. Because what you've done has made me who I am today.